Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Maple and Blossom Podcast, though, episode 26. I'm one of your co-hosts, Blossomer, and as always, we have other co-host, Maple. How are you doing?
Hello everyone. Welcome in again for today's episode. Yeah, once again, my name is Maple, and yeah, things have been going pretty good. I'm feeling much better. I was actually a lot sick last week, but yeah,
I'm glad you are much better. You are
I
sounding
am
like
doing
you have
better.
like way more energy, so it should be
Yeah, and my
much better
voice
show.
isn't, and my throat isn't killing me this week, so yes.
Mm, yes,
And this is a
that's
perfect
perfect.
episode to rebound in because this
This
is
anime is
absolutely funny
ridiculous.
one.
This anime is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
So I guess without further ado, I will jump into episode 1 here and tell you guys what we are going to be covering today.
yes.
Okay, so the anime we are covering today is Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks? Yeah, I knew nothing about this anime going into it, and I have to admit I ended up liking this a lot more than I probably should have.
I
So
guarantee you,
episode
I guarantee you, it's a lot funnier than a lot of people give it credit for. It's a lot like Prison School in a lot of ways that I find. It's like if you give it a chance
Yes.
and you go in with no expectations, it is actually quite funny and it really is good. But again, you have to go in with zero expectations of it.
Yeah, you definitely cannot take this anime seriously
No,
at all.
no, no.
And it
It
starts off
gets
with
ridiculous.
Masato. It starts off with Masato, high school boy living with his mom, of course. Wow,
Yeah.
I know, I know if you watch enough anime, you're like, wow, actually, I didn't know that, you know, Japanese kids had parents because of how many of them don't actually have parents. But this one does, and this one has it all the time. A girl comes by and asks if he wants to be able to play a video game, and immediately after he answers, she types faster than God, smashes the enter button. I thought this part was hilarious.
Oh, she starts off with, "Oh, I have information for you," which
Mm.
you will see as a routine thing specifically for this character. And yeah, she asked, "Would you like to start a new life in a video game?" He's like, "Well, yeah, if that's possible." She's like, "Oh, don't worry." She just like again, it's like this like quick action cut scene where it's like this like high energy focus on her, just like power typing on the screen. And then of course this is where the screen starts to glow, and then you see him disappearing in, and he's now like super excited, like flying towards like a new life, and he's like, "Yes, yes, yes," because he's in a lot of ways for him. And I get, like, I know you won't understand this, but as a boy, moms are very overbearing at times, especially clingy moms. My mother was like this too, so I understand his point from a teenage perspective. Like, okay, leave me alone. Like, you're annoying. Leave me alone. So he goes and he starts getting sucked out, and he's all ecstatic and happy about this. And then he looks back and he hears his mother like, "No, Makun," because that's her nickname for him. He's like, "Wait for me, wait, Makun, wait." And he turns back and he's like looking through like the computer screen, and he sees her and the other girl. They're kind of like staring at him, and his mother's like, "Wait, wait," and he just like keeps going, and he eventually ends up in the new world, and he's completely
Yeah.
overjoyed.
And then his overjoy immediately disappears when he realizes that his mother arrives there too.
Yeah, and she explains, "Well, I was telling you to wait because I was coming too."
And I like it here because she was pouting and sad because he left without her. She's like,
Yeah.
"You left me. You left without me." And so they're in a closed beta of this game that they are going to be trying out before the release. And it's great because, of course, like most mothers, right? I'm sure like most Okasans don't know how to play video games. I
Yeah.
would think. And uh, her name is Mamako. So Mamako is no different. She is very clueless on what happens in like video games. So Masato, they uh they have like a talk with the king, and he kind of just early video game stuff where like he gives them the guidebook and kind of explains what the game is about to an extent, and they get to a room where they're allowed to choose weapon, right? And like Masato is able to pick a weapon, so he chooses this like one sword, and I love it because it was one of three he gets to choose.
Yeah.
But his mother just picks up the other two and was like, "Oh well, I didn't want the other one to be lonely, so I decided to just pull out both of them." And the
Yeah.
king is just like, "Wait, this is not supposed to be happening. Like what?"
Well, he's just confused about like a lot of this, like for a bunch of the stuff that she does, because like even early on, when they're talking, they're like choosing names for themselves. Like it's going like early, like registering character names and stuff like this, right? And he's like, okay, so you guys get the gist of how this works and all this. And Mama goes like, no, what does this mean? He's like, eh, well, you know about this, right? No. I have to start there. He's all like, he's all like in this panic, like I don't even like. How are you this bad?
It's like when I turn on video game, press A button. Oh
Yeah.
really? I didn't know I had to press that button.
Oh, okay. You're gonna press A. So yeah. So when she goes and she gets her two swords. He goes and takes him to like a practice area. He's like, okay, now you can kind of like test your swords out. So he tests his out and he realizes his only works with Ariel, or
Watch this.
at least that's how he always uses it. Anyways, I don't know if he's ever actually tried to like use it on like a downed character, but I know he's always used it with flying characters.
Its special ability must like only hit like flying enemies. That's
I
what
would
I gathered from.
assume that's
That's
what
what
I
I
gathered
gathered.
too.
Yeah.
But you don't even see him like try, so it's like maybe it works. I don't know. So Mamako goes and tries her swords. Oh, here, let me try this one. She throws one of them, and it does like this massive spikes go flying up, and like this fire starts raining down all this damage. And she uses the other one, and it's the same thing. It's just sort of firing down, and like she's like destroying everything. And
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
these more of them come out. She just starts spamming her sword like left and right, like flying all these giant attacks start raining down. She's like, "Watch me! Look at me, Makun! Look how good I'm doing! Look how good!"
It's like watch your Okasan, watch your
Yeah,
Okasan. Just
yeah,
watch how good I can be. I'm
yeah,
gonna do my best for you and stuff like that. And it's hilarious because like after their little like battle, Masato's incredibly angry at his
yep,
mom in the game, and he actually yells at her, right? Like saying like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be the hero. Like, why you're like this good and stuff like that." And
oh
it's
yeah,
kind of he makes her cry, and I really feel bad for Mamako here. I really feel bad for
yeah.
Mamako. I'm like, oh, that you should never really make your Okasan cry, right?
Okay,
Um,
I will admit, like early on, I really did not like him because I was like the way he was going on about this and like pouting and angry and like I was like,
Me
oh
too.
come on. I was like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, he literally explained your class was the basic, the basic hero, like normal hero. You're not even a hero. You're just a regular normal hero. It's like the king already explained. You're gonna be average. You're not gonna be too powerful. You're not gonna be too like you're just bare in the middle. It's like
I don't think he was so mad that he was average, more
no,
so that
his mom was that much
Okasan was a
better. Yeah.
goddess.
Oh,
Exactly.
I
That's
know.
exactly the reason
But
why
it's
he was
like,
like so
but
like,
it's
what
like
the
the
heck?
king very specifically said your your class was like your issue. So they explain that they do have to kind of go off on adventures together, um, which they do. So they start going off to the first city. I will admit, okay, for some people, I can understand. Some people is going to find this a bit tedious and cheesy, and it's going to start to wear on them a little bit, depending on your tolerance level.
I thought it was hilarious the entire
I did. I
anime.
loved it
If
too.
you're
I
referring to
loved it
how
too.
everything was mother related, everything was Okasan
Yep.
this, haha this.
Yep.
Sorry,
So
haha
I can
and
under
Okasan are mother in Japanese. Sorry.
yeah, so I can understand how this could wear on somebody and how it could be a little bit tedious, especially near the end. So they go off to their first city, which is Mammalia.
I
And they,
love it here because Mamako reads the manual and she like
yeah,
misunderstands what it means. Like, oh, you need to make sure they take you seriously. So she like blows up the like the
yeah.
front of the Adventure Guild building.
Well, because she sees they go when they go to the Adventurer Guild, they see a bunch of people standing around out front, as if like
Mhm.
waiting to go into the guild, waiting for other guild members, right? And that's when she was like, "Oh, here, watch this." And she's just spamming attacks, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just you gotta get their attention. They gotta take you serious."
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And then, of course, we get the same girl who met with them at the beginning, and she comes out and she kind of says, "Oh, I'm working the front desk," and she kind of explains a little bit of who she is too. Um, what was her name again? Shirase?
Yeah,
Shirase?
Shirase. Yeah, Shirase.
So, yeah. So she ends up showing up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm working the front desk," and you do see her a lot throughout all of this. So she's kind of like one of the game masters, the GMs of the world. So they start looking for guild members, and he starts looking through a list, and he's like, "Oh, I think these three would be best." And he shows his mother. This I laugh because I love the way Mamako takes this, the fighting guild
Hmm.
members.
Yeah. I like oh sorry. Yeah, so as they're looking for the guild members, she asked, "Oh, so which one of these is your type?"
Yeah, well, because she basically explains because of the close proximity and how we're technically going to be living with them and being around them all the time. It's in a way like you're picking a spouse, is how she words it.
Mhm.
So she's kind of like, "All right, let's find you a bride." Like, yeah, let's go.
And the episode ends with her saying, "It's time for the mom interview." And I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Okay. Okay."
She's got like her thumbs up. She's like, "Yeah, mom interview time." And of course, that's where it starts. Starts with the episode 2, which is
Mhm.
the mom interviews.
The first girl they meet with is well, uh they meet with a bunch of random girls and his mom starts just turning them down for like the most ridiculous reasons, right?
Well, some of them it's like she goes through and she's like she goes through his initial list, and she meets one which is like this like tank character, and they're basically going through, "Oh yeah, I'm a tank and I just take all the damage and I do." She's like, "No, I don't really like her personality. Okay, she can go away now." And it's like, "Oh, I'm this and I like I'm this. No, no, I don't like her either. Go." She just starts like swiping them like, "No, okay, no, get out of here. This one's gonna cause you trouble. No, goodbye." And then we meet the first girl that they accept.
And this is Tota. She's a cute little merchant girl who can store up to 300 items and appraise items along with creations.
Yep.
She cannot attack though, so like she's just like assistant character
Yeah,
essentially,
so
right?
yeah, but the other things too is she also explains she has like discounts at shops and
Hmm.
inns. So she saves some money, but at shops and inns, she can carry their stuff for them, no matter the size, up to
Hmm.
300 items. So no matter the size and the weight, she can just put them in her bag like as if it's nothing. So of course, they talk to each other and they're like, yeah, like she's actually a really good character. So yeah, for sure, like this would really help us.
And then Mamako is like, "Oh, can you be my son's bride?"
Yeah, and it was hilarious because Porter's just like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, she was
She's
just
like,
like
yeah,
so
okay.
like she was just so okay with it. It was hilarious. So the next girl they meet is oh my god,
Wise.
why is the sage?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. So Porter reads the description and says, "Oh,
Sorry.
she's a." She says that she's a sage and who can cast healing and magic and has magic attacks. So
I'm so sorry.
so he goes through and they're looking through her stats and he kind of looks at her and he kind of gets like a bad vibe He's kind of like the way she's posing, the way she looks. He's like, I don't know, she kind of seems arrogant. And like when he reads her like description of herself and stuff, he's like, no, I don't know, she just seems arrogant, has like a bad attitude. So he tries to like crumple her picture, like her page, and throw it away. So he crumples it and he throws it, and it just kind of like uncrumbles and lands back on his desk. And he's kind of like, wait, what's going on? He tries to do it again, and it just keeps coming back, and it just keeps like unfolding and coming back on his desk. So then he gets mad. He throws it on the ground and steps on it, and then this is where you hear this loud ouch, and then of course Wise appears out of the picture, which was
That
just
was neat.
hilarious.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And she's like, "Why were you stepping on me?" And like she was like all mad and pouty. And then
yeah.
they get teleported. Uh, Masato and Wise gets teleported. Uh, I don't really want to explain.
She
Yeah, there's just
teleports
fan
him.
service things.
She basically, yeah, she teleports him to her area that she says is her favorite area, and she's kind of like
Mhm.
stepping on his head while she's like talking. And they do have a good conversation between the two of them that kind of showcases that okay, she's not actually arrogant, she's not actually that bad. It kind of changes his opinion on things. Yes, like as you said, there is a lot of fan service in this scene, um, especially with her in particular. But again, I do
Not of
like the
upskirt though.
conversation. Yeah, they do upskirt
Not of,
her a
yeah.
lot in this conversation. But I do find the conversation, like their actual conversation, was really good and very productive.
Yes.
So
We also
Monaco's of course
learn.
flipping out.
Hold
Monaco's
on.
flipping out because she's like, "Where is he? I can't find him." And then the GM kind of gives her a little tip, and she tries out one of her skills.
Wait. Before that, we learned that the game is an
Oh yeah,
MMORPG,
yeah, that's
which
right. Why
stands
says
for
that?
yeah, which stands for Mom's Massively Maternal Multiplayer Makeup with Your Offspring Role-Playing Game. I was like, what?
Yeah. And she
Okay,
explains, yeah, she explains that it's a way to kids to have a closer relationship with their parents, specifically
that's the
their
win
mother.
condition of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how you
yeah,
are able to leave the game is once you get closer to your
yeah.
Okasa.
And then she explains how she's now separated because she got into a fight with her mother and she ran away, and she has no interest in making up with her mother.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you can explain her
Yeah, so
first
she's
mom ability.
yeah, so she's looking for her son, so she uses her mom ability. I can't remember the name of what they called this one.
I
Um,
did not write this one down. I wrote down like all the other ones, but for some
yeah,
reason
I
this is
couldn't
like
remember
one
this
that
one.
just kind of
Yeah,
yeah
so she
eluded
uses her
me.
mom's skill where she says like a specific phrase, and it allows her to see her son no matter where he is. But the ability is absolutely ridiculous because it basically takes the ground and shoots it up into the air, into this like giant thing, so she can actually visibly see him now. And it's like, oh, there he is. And as soon as she sees him, the ground just like disappears out from under them. So now they're just free falling through the air.
So wait, I forgot why Wise end up in jail here. Because I have in my notes that they are talking to Wise while she is in jail and they asking her to
Because
like join their
technically, because
party.
she technically kidnapped him
Oh, okay. Okay.
because she
Like I
teleported
said.
him because she teleported him away and stepped on him.
Okay.
His crime of stepping on her was different because he was stepping on a piece of paper, not physically her. Whereas hers, it was an attempt as an attack on a player. Is how they worded it.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah,
So
so
yeah, Wise get like they end up joining the group. So now we have Wise, Momoko, Porta, and so they are now going to find this entrance to a dungeon, and Momoko accidentally falls in, and everyone grabs onto her
her
personality,
personality.
and then they all fall into the dungeon, and then everyone is like kind of like Porta was upset, like kind of scared of the dark, and like couldn't
Yep.
like lost her bag, so Mamako gains a special mom ability called Mom's Night. when trying up to cheer Porta. And so like Momoko actually starts to grow, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh wow, like we can find our stuff, and like so like Porta was able to find her bag. They were able to like figure out where they're going, right, in this dungeon and stuff like that.
Yep.
So Wise gets magic sealed by this slime monster that they run into. And Mamako kills them easily, breaking the seal, and she also doubles up, right? And then a horde of slime start falling down from ceiling at this point,
Yep.
and they form into one gigantic slime. Yeah, you want to talk about the slime monster? Mhm.
Yeah. So again, this is where you have to kind of take things with a little bit of a grain of salt and kind of overlook things. So there is a lot of a lot of fan service in this. So this is one of those times. So the slime starts doing basic attacks where it's throwing slime at them, and a bunch of them ends up landing on Momoko right as Masato is diving to save her. So he kind of like knocks her over, and he's like kind of like on top, pinning her down, like trying to protect her. And but the slime kind of gets on the two of them. So majority of the slime ends up on her, and this slime's ability is disintegrating whatever it comes in contact with, i.e., her clothes.
So yeah.
So now her clothes are getting ripped off, so her top goes first, and then it starts going through her bra. So now she's topless. And of course, Masato is on top of her, and he keeps sliding in the slime and falling into her. And she keeps going, "No, this is not appropriate. This is not appropriate for this time." And he's just I'm not trying to do
She
it."
I would she literally says, and I quote, Masato, don't look here, honey. Your mom is wearing a thong today.
Yeah,
And I was just like,
yeah. She gets up and she's trying to
oh,
like,
okay.
yeah,
That
because she
is
gets up and she's trying
great.
to like, she's
That
on
is
her hands and knees and
perfect.
she's trying to like get up. And of course, yes, it disintegrates that. And now she's just completely naked. She's just standing here completely naked, and she's like
Yeah.
holding her chest with her arm in her hand, and she got her sword. Just like, how dare you do this in front of my son? How dare you make me stand naked like this in front of my son?
Yeah.
She gets mad and starts raining down attacks
She
again.
punished the monster. Yeah, she's like, I have to
Yeah,
punish you for disintegrating my clothes in front of my son.
yeah.
Because
So
that's
she starts like,
normal. That's normal.
yeah. So she starts like firing attacks at him, and then of course it ends up um killing it. So she's standing there, she's all like, "Praise me, I just killed him." She's kind of like, she's still naked at this point, and then Porta rushes over and puts clothing on her. Well, quote unquote
Oh,
clothing.
an
It's
apron.
just an apron, so now she's
It's
just
just
naked under
apron.
an apron. Yeah, again, it's like mom hentai checklist. It's like they're running through. Okay, slime monster check, apron naked check. It's like.
They do the apron thing multiple times also throughout
Oh yeah,
this.
not so much the naked part, but yes, they do. She has her in apron multiple times. Yes. So of course, this ends up starting to kind of wind down the episode. So uh, Shiodase shows up again. She's in a coffin now, and of course they bring her back to life. And she says, "Oh, thank you. You know, as a reward for saving me, I have a quest for you." And you got to go to the next town to pick up equipment. And that's kind of where that
Yeah,
one
and
ends.
yeah, we also learned that the currency in this world is called MAM, MAM, I think. Yeah, that's the currency. So,
So I think it's
uh,
ma'am,
oh ma, yeah, well, yeah,
ma'am or
mhm,
mom. It's something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So episode 3 begins with Mamako cooking for everyone, which is great, and they all like really enjoying her cooking, and then they go and try on
armor.
armor.
Yeah,
Yeah, they try and so like she this and of course like they do the what kind of outfits can we like just have her like quickly be in, right? So she's like wearing a schoolgirl outfit, a Dark Knight armor outfit. She tries on armor that's
a
not in her class
bikini.
set. Yeah, yeah, that one. Just all these like different like outfits that like okay,
Yeah.
we already know what they are for. They are
Well,
just
that's all
it's
it
the
is.
fan service like part,
Yeah.
right?
Well, because I
Exactly.
mean, even in the one where like she's like struggling with like the one like, oh, what happens if you put on gear that's not in your class? And she calls out for help because she's now struggling trying to get it off of her because she can't put it on, she can't get it off her. And of course, he rushes in to go see her, like help her, and of course, it's just bra and panties. So it's like,
Yeah.
again, like there is a lot in this. So again, just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But so yeah, so they end up actually getting their gear. So they find gear that actually works for her. Um, that's not actually too bad. I really actually do like her general outfit that she wears
Me
from this
too.
point on.
I yeah, like
Oh,
her like yeah, I really, really actually I even made a note of that too. I'm like I actually do really enjoy the outfit that she ends up having.
yeah, yeah. It
It's
wasn't
really
too
like
bad. Like
cute
again,
outfit.
it wasn't like too outlandish. Like they were showcasing her trying on different outfits.
Hmm.
Um, and it actually fits her overall aura and her overall like personality type with it because it's white, it's pure, it's and again, I really like the detailing that they put into it. So this one I actually really did enjoy. So then they go through and they make it to the actual area that they're supposed to be in. Um, and they meet and they're told of the demon that they're there to basically help, like get rid of. And the mayor explained to the demon, and I'm like, what are we doing? what what are we doing?
Ah, yeah, the Empress of the Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he explains that she's looking for a young male with a washboard stomach. It's her list of demands.
And it's slowly revealed that she's like gathering her like this harem of just hot guys.
Yeah. So they all go, and next now they're in a hot spring. So he's in it first, and then he hears his mother call out, and she's like, "What? We're just gonna have a bath together. It's no big deal."
Yeah, do you want to do? Did you write down the what the name of the bath was?
Oh no, I didn't. What was it?
It was called Mama's Milk Bath.
Oh yes, that's right. Mama's milk bath. I remember I had made note of it because after when he leaves, they have bottles of Mama's milk,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he drinks that. He's like, "Oh, this is so refreshing." So
Again, it's like the over the top like fan service and
this
just
wasn't so bad to me. I didn't. This one didn't really bother me because they really didn't showcase anything. Because again, the magical hot spring with the steam that
the
covers
magical
everything.
steam. Yeah. Though I like how Wise was just like, what? Why is everyone just okay with being in a bath with him? Right? Because
well,
they were
well, that's
all
just
taking a
it.
bath together.
Well, that's just it.
Right?
So she goes in first. It's like, yeah, I'm just taking a bath with my son, and he's still like, "What are you doing? Like, what's going on?" And then Porter just jumps in, like literally just jumps in, and she like splashes. She's, it's okay. I'm up to my chest now. I'm hidden. It's okay. And then like throughout this, her bag is always with her,
And
and
on
she's
her
got this.
head.
Yeah, she always has it on her head. So she's
Mhm.
sitting in the hot spring. She's got this bag on her head, and I, like you said, Wise comes in and she completely objects with it, and he's like, "Yes, finally, somebody who understands. Like, finally, somebody who gets why this is weird. Like, this is weird. Like, why are we doing this?" And then she eventually goes in, and they all have, kind of discussions together. So they're talking about how to be the Empress of Night, and you get the early impression that Wise knows more than what she's letting on.
Then yeah.
Yeah, like there is some kind of a connection, but she's not saying it. So she starts off with information about them because they're like, we really don't have any information on this person. Like even the mayor doesn't know anything, and then she starts blabbing about her abilities and different things, and they're like, well, how do you know all this? She's like, well, I just know things. I just know things, okay? And they don't believe her. He's looking at her like, yeah, okay, that's a lie. But he ends up kind of letting it go. And then she keeps going by. So while he's drinking mom's milk, she comes by and she asks him. She asked him to go out and have a walk with her. So to go out, and she's like, I want to go walk by the woods, and he's like, okay, well, I'll go with you, kind of thing. But then they kind of get like an awkward conversation because he's like pressing her a little bit because I think in a lot of ways he knows who it is, and he knows that she knows who it is, right? And she's just not saying. She's like, whatever, I'm just gonna go. And then he rushes out to try to chase her, and then of course, coincidence, she falls over, butt in the air, and of course he topples onto her. So as he does this, his
Is
mom
this when
walks
his
out.
mother? Yeah, I was like the mama call comes out and sees.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So like,
Of
if you guys are
course.
gonna start dating, could you not tell me about this? Like, that's not what this is. So yeah, so then we see we flash over now, and we actually see the Empress, and she's literally got the guys are warped into an actual like throne for her, and she's like literally sitting on them. And there's like one
Yeah.
holding drinks and one holding food. And there's this whole like complete circling around her basically of all these guys, and she's talking with is it Shirase? Shirase that she's
Hmm.
talking to,
Yeah. She
and
just
yeah,
say here is like, oh yeah, you can't like what you're doing is like against the rules,
yeah,
and apparently she like hacked the game, right?
yeah,
It's kind of what was revealed later. But she hacked the game to kind of like do what she wanted, and we kind of get their backstory where like her mother's like kids take away your like most precious years, and they're a waste of time, and they're very bratty, and like I lost so much time, like I'm not gonna waste my time with that daughter of mine, right? So she's talking about why is it here, but I actually thought like their backstory was really really sad, like for
yeah,
parents like who are just like, oh yeah, I don't care about my kid. Right, and
yeah,
it's sad because there are like parents like that, right? It's
yeah,
like if
yeah.
you're not
So
gonna care for your like child, like don't have child.
that's
And
exactly it.
even if it like I hate to say it like that, but even if you did have child by like accident, right? You can't treat them like garbage. Like that's just
Mhm.
like a terrible way to like treat like anyone
Well,
realistically, but
that's just it.
especially your kid, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
but that's the sad like reality of life. But yeah.
yeah. So the NPC basically tries to remove her by doing using her skill Banhammer, and she basically uses a stun effect, stuns stuns her, and then just kills her, and kind of like floats off, kind of thing, right? Disappears. So we kind of go through, and Wise kind of does explain her backstory. So she explains how basically her mother was obsessed with host clubs and was
Yeah.
spending all their money at a host club,
Mhm.
and that she's actually named after her mother's favorite host, one of her
That was
favorite
sad. I
guys.
was like, that's
Yeah.
actually crazy.
So
Yeah.
then her dad, of course, finally had enough and divorced her, and she ended up moving with her dad because she was given the option. Um, and then her mother just randomly showed up and was like trying to force a relationship with her. Was like, no, we're gonna play this game together, and just basically forced her into the game. Um, and then once she got in, and she said once she realized how powerful she actually was, that's when she immediately went back to her old ways, where she started hanging around
Hmm.
with these guys and trying to be like again like a host. I'm gonna spend all my money and time on these host guys and abandon you essentially. And it kind of again went full circle, and she went back to how she was naturally. And then she thought about the fact that they were like this, and why are you always like this? Why are you so selfish? And they kind of thought about it again, and then she ran off, and that kind of leads into how the episode.
Yeah, the episode ends with Mamako saying like she believes it's not over between them.
Yeah,
So episode 4 begins with them having to revive Shirase again because this girl's
yeah,
just always dying, like, or she's always in like a coffin. Like it's hilarious. Wise was jealous of her mom, like again a little bit more of their backstory in-game backstories. Like,
Yeah.
Wise was just that her mom had a book to cast like every magic spell in the game, right? And they have to work to. So it's like they also learn that together they have to work together to complete Wise's family's quest.
Yeah.
She always say summons her mom, and they like all battled it out, right? Wise's mom is like money hungry, and her mom said like all children are the worst and should never have, and like she wishes she never had children, right?
Well, they steal your time, they steal your money, they steal your
Mm-hmm.
energy, they steal your happiness. Like basically, like yeah, they take everything from you. Like you can't be free. You can't have a life when you have children, kind of thing, right? Um,
I really love this moment here, because Masato tries talking to her mom and asking her to forgive her, which makes no sense because it should be the other way around, right?
yeah,
But I really love Mamoko's dialogue here. Like this
yeah,
was like the shining like moment of this episode for me, where like she was like, I can't believe like you're talking about your child this way. Like think about how much light your child brings to you. Like one of your happiest moments in your, I will never forget the day I had my child. It's like one of the most special days of my entire life, and things like that. And
yeah. She's
like
walking
she
her
was just
through
so.
like, yeah, she's
Mhm.
like walking her through all of the things, like trying to remind her, and she's like, like yeah, I feel it sometimes, and I think what you're feeling, like sometimes, sure, but it's like I don't act on it, and I don't hold it against my child, right?
Exactly. So Wise was able to break her mom's curse. And then after being defeated, Wise and her mother kind of have a heart to heart. Um, and the heart to heart kind of, and by heart to heart, I mean like they are kind of like tussling and fighting a little bit on the ground while venting frustration to
Yeah.
each other, right? So they end up completing the quest, and Wise can log out now, but she chooses not to. But her mother does log out of the game, but
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
able to like help with the. I'm just kind of like going quickly past
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
episode
yeah,
because
yeah.
there's
There's
not
not
much.
much. Like a
I
lot
don't.
of it is just the fighting. Like that's the majority of it is the battle
Yeah,
scenes,
exactly.
right? The
And we're
battle
getting
scenes
like
were good.
quite
Like I
long on
will
our time
recommend.
here on the
No, I
podcast.
know.
We're at 40 minutes already. Oh my
Oh, I
god.
know. Yeah, I know. But no, like I like this. The fight scene was really good. Like it was a great scene. Like going through a lot of this stuff. It was really good. So yeah, again, Wise mother logs off. They end up going off to their next quest because Shielase basically says, "I have another quest for you guys," and that's where it kind of takes them. Starting off with episode 5.
So real quick, I want to like jump into here, like beginning of episode 5, they are showcasing Mamako like fighting again, and I just kind of
Yep.
love how just strong she is. Where they like all of the other like the other girls, Wise, Porta, and Masato, they're getting ready to like fight, and then she just like, oh, I got it, and then she just murders all of them. And then they're just so disheartened, like, oh, okay, well, I don't even know why we try. She just keeps killing everyone. Like,
Well, that's
it's
that's the thing. It's like
really
it's a
funny.
recurring theme for them. Is like she does all the attacks. Like she's having fun and just like swinging her sword and attacking, right? And they're just standing around like,
Mhm.
well, she just kills them all. Like we don't have anything to do. They're just bored, right? Um, so
Right.
that's where you see like
Yeah.
a blimp, and the blimp is kind of flying through the sky and is dropping like massive amounts of flyers. And they end up picking it up and they start looking at the flyer and they're like, oh, it's an academy. It's like, come join an academy, and and if you pass the test, and it starts like talking about different prizes and different things they can win for if they go and complete the test. So for him, he's like, oh well, this one here would work really well for me. And then Y sees one, it's an item that is resistant to sealing magic. She's like, well, that's what I need because I keep getting sealed all the time. And then Porte sees one that'll help boost her crafting and stuff. She's like, "Oh, this is great." So they're
It was
they're
a
all
cute
like,
stuffed animal thing. Yeah.
"Yeah." So they're all like seeing
So
their things, and they're like, "Yeah, this is perfect." So they decide
yeah, the
they're
quest
gonna
is
go and
called the quest is called School Dive.
yeah.
So they meet a girl
Did you
really
catch
early
the name
on
of the
called
academy? Did you
Medhi.
did
No, I
you
did not. No,
the academy is the Lovers Lane Academy.
makes sense.
Yep.
I like how in this anime they also like make fun of like anime tropes
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
And
Yep.
especially in the next few episodes here, I thought it was
Mhm.
hilarious what they do.
Oh, they do.
Especially the school festival one was so good. But we'll get to that later. But they meet a girl named Medhi and her mother, and I was like, why is her name just Medhi Mama? Like
I
they
know.
couldn't come up with anything better than
To be okay,
Medhi
okay.
Mama.
To be fair, if you're new to playing video games and you
Okay,
ask,
I guess so.
"Oh, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm Nettie. Who are you? Oh, I'm Nettie's mama."
Yeah, I can see why actually. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Is that what you want your name to be? Okay, done. Right? So it's like
So they all join the same class as Meti, and Meti's mom also joins the class, and she uses her magic to make sure only her daughter can answer the questions. And she's just one of those mothers where it's like
my
my daughter
daughter's the
and I have
best.
to
She's
be the
better than
best.
everyone.
Exactly. Um,
Yeah.
where it's
Through
like,
most of these
and
next episodes, I hated her. Absolutely
oh, I
hated her.
hated this character
She's the
so much. Like
worst.
Meti
Oh my
Mama, it
god,
was
she's the
my
worst.
least favorite character.
Oh
I
yeah.
literally just put this. She's my least favorite character so far.
Oh. Oh, easily, easily. It was so bad, so bad. So yeah, so she goes through and she's stopping everyone. So basically, to kind of sum it up quickly at the beginning. So they're told that if they answer questions, each question they answer, they get a massive amount of SP, so skill points, to boost up their characters. So that was the whole purpose as to why they were going, because they were trying to get stronger. But they didn't realize it was whoever answered the question first gets the points. They thought it was just
Mhm.
as they go through, everyone gets some, right? So, like you said, she's stopping them all from answering. She's using sleep spells and physically restraining them, like taking her staff and you know, putting it on their arms to like absolutely stop them. Um, so once,
Can I also just interject here?
yeah,
I love how all the other they make again they make fun of the anime cliche where like all the background characters look the same or like they sometimes have like no faces
yeah,
and all of the characters all the other students here, right, they all have like just weird like drawn on faces, and then the teacher was like, well, we didn't have time to like program the students, so they're just all like these whitehead like goofy like drawn
yeah,
on face characters. Are just hilarious.
it was hilarious. So the one thing I didn't like about the episode too, like this part, especially early on, is the teacher very specifically says that the school was made to give a little bit of a buffer from the students and their mothers. So it was made to be like a
Yes.
separate from them. So technically, mothers were not supposed to be there. So the fact that he
Hmm.
even allowed Medhi's mother in there kind of irritated me a little bit because I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
why? It's like if you literally said this was the purpose of the school, why are you even allowing her to be there? Like,
Hmm.
get out. But yeah. So as we go through, he Masato gets a message that there's a heroine waiting for him behind the school.
Okay. When you watching this,
Oh yeah.
you knew exactly who was going
Oh,
to
I
be
knew
there,
who it
right?
was.
Me
I knew
too.
who it was.
I was like, oh, I know exactly who is it going to be.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
hilarious. It was
So
so funny.
so he goes behind, and I love it because he looks. He's like, "Hey, so are you the heroine waiting for me?" Or like something stupidly cheesy like this. And he does it like in a way where he's like, you're like his normal voice, like, "Oh hey, yeah, hey," and he's all like, "Hey, so are you the heroine waiting for me?" And he's all like, so confident with it. And then she turns around. He's like, "Wait a minute,
Oh.
wait a minute." He's like, "No, no, wait a minute." Like he immediately picks up on. It. He's like, "Oh, I knew it was gonna be you."
Yeah, hi. I also like it too because in this moment, um, oh my gosh, I'm drawing blank. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, he kind of makes noise like, I get it, you look young enough, like, why do you actually look good and like you actually fit in with that uniform? I
Oh
guess
yeah,
she's wearing like
he's
this
like,
schoolgirl
yes.
outfit.
Well, because she turns around and it's revealed that it's his mother, And she's like, "Oh, how do I
Mhm.
look? How does it look on me?" And he's like, "Yes, you have the face and the body to pull it off, but that's not the point." And then I like it too because Wise and Porta are standing off in like the background watching
And
them.
they're laughing. They're
They're
laughing
laughing. He's
because
like,
they
"I knew
knew.
it was her," and he's like, "Well,
Yeah.
why didn't you tell me beforehand?" They're like, "Oh, did you find your heroine?" Like they're completely
Well,
like making fun of.
Wise was like Wise is like, "No, I actually was trying to tell you, but you just ran off so fast that you didn't even listen
Yeah,
to anything I had to say."
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. So
So,
then Fiona Say
Shiaase
shows
comes
up.
up here, yeah,
Yep.
and tells them that they have to settle a parent and child problem. And then at the end of this episode, the class continues, and it's just more ridiculousness. It's just the same thing kind of as the beginning of
Well,
the episode, and that's
a little bit different. So the ending, Momoko shows up, and she's in the schoolgirl uniform, and she's now sitting in the front like she's a student. And he basically says, "Yeah, moms can't participate," and he forced. And you show it's in the back. So Maddie's mother is now sitting in the back against the wall because she's basically like, "We've kicked you to the back," kind of thing, right? So
Mhm.
he stands up in protest, like, "Okay, well, why is she here? That's my mom. Why is she there?" And then the teacher looks at her and goes, she looks like a student to me." He's like, "Yes, she looks young and beautiful, but that's not the point." So he ends up forcing her to the back. And then as Medi's mother, so Medi Mama is trying to use her magic, she's now getting mad because she's like, "Why isn't it working?" And then you see um Momoko, her armor's glowing, and they basically point out that she has a skill where it anything that like negative affects spells, or she blocks them. So she's basically protecting the students. The ridiculousness comes because the teacher then, even though he says they can't participate, allows Mamako to participate, and she ends up being first in the class. She just answers all the questions. He just lets her answer everything, and then she ends up becoming first in the class, which of course
And her
gets Medi
answers,
Mama
her
mad.
her answers are
Oh,
like ridiculous too. Like they're
oh,
just
it
not
is.
even like there's no logic.
Well,
It's insanely ridiculous.
you're fighting the demon lord, and how do you summon him? Oh, well, I would get his mother and have his mother come out and say, "Demon son, we're going to come out of your room. Stop hiding in your room. Come on out." And then he'd have to come out for his mama. And it's like this. It's just a lot of dumb stuff like this. Like, so then of course, yes, that's where that episode ends, and then it jumps into episode 6.
Masato and Medi, I love this. They try to head to school together, right? But their moms
Yeah.
show up, and now they're both wearing schoolgirl uniforms also.
Oh yeah, her mother is now determined that they're gonna get first. She's like, "I'm not gonna allow her to take the spotlight away anymore." So they end up
Yeah.
going into cooking class because that's where this episode begins. Is they're in cooking class and they have to cook. They have to craft. They have to use crafting magic to craft the best food kind of thing.
Mhm.
So immediately, Medhi takes the early lead, and he's like, "Oh, look at all the stuff you craft, and it's just so great." Wise immediately is onto it. She's like, "No, her mother's obviously cheating, because she's a caster like me. We don't have crafting magic. Like we don't have this. Like we suck at it because of this." He goes, "I guarantee you, she's using a spell to make it look like the food looks good." He's like, "But I guarantee you, it's not. It doesn't taste good." So he, of course, goes over all arrogant. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go try it then." So he starts trying the food, and yeah, it's not good. So then he turns to his mother, and his mother's now cooking because, again, why not? So he's like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you cooking?" She's like, "Oh, I'm making." She makes it like this. I don't know. Is it like a soup? I don't know if it's supposed to be like a miso soup or something, like broth or something.
Mm.
But she's cooking some liquid like this, and she's like, "Here, try it." And she's like, "Oh wait, it's too hot. You don't like hot food." So she starts
That's when
blowing
she
on
gains
it.
her mom's skill, mom's breath.
Yeah. So she starts blowing on it, and he takes a sip, and he realizes his crafting goes up after drinking it. And then, of
Mhm.
course, Porter explains that, yeah, mom's breath increases crafting abilities when it's when you drink it, kind of thing. So she starts doing it for the other two, and of course they start crafting all these delicious, absolutely brilliant food, and they start gaining all these points, experience points. So then Shirase, again in pure hentai fashion, shows up and starts taking Momoko's measurements, but it really looks like she's just groping her the entire time. So, oh, don't worry, it's for a special thing this afternoon for afternoon classes. You'll have to wait and see. So, of course, afternoon classes begins and absolutely ridiculous again.
And then they have swimming class.
Yep.
Yeah, swimming class. Yeah, this is amazing. I loved it. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. So, so Betty's mom shows up and she's wearing an absolutely ridiculous over the top bikini where she's like extremely
Yes.
showing off her body. So yeah,
Hmm.
look at the adult form. Everyone gaze on me, look at me. And
Hmm.
then of course his mother shows up wearing a robe and she's kind of like running towards them. And then she takes off her robe and she's wearing the classic schoolgirl swimsuit. And everyone just immediately flocks to her. So they realize the contest is they have to swim along a track area and there's going to be monsters in the water that they have to defeat and they have to basically get to the other side. So he's realizing now, he's like, wait, like, are any of these monsters in the air? He's like, no. And now he's kind of thinking to himself, well, now I'm kind of screwed. Like I can't use my sword in the water, kind of thing, right? um and then he watches Medhi. So she jumps in and she's running with and she's like going through the water and she just hits one of the monsters in the head with her staff. And he's like, wait a minute, like, yeah, like, I can't use its ability, but I can still use it as a sword. So he's like, okay. So he jumps in and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing then. So of course he jumps in and he ends up killing a giant octopus, which then of course a tentacle ends up flopping over by Porta, and she ends up converting it into items. And then they just sit on the side and they start making takoyaki.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so then he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm actually still in a race." 'Cause he's just sitting on the outside, and he sees like Medhi's going off, and like now she's like the only one in the pool, and she goes off, and she's like still attacking monsters. He's like, "Oh wait, that's right, I'm still in a race."
Well, like also too, like I want to like talk about like the actual plot of the story, which is like Medhi Mama, like being like,
Yeah,
oh, you have to win and like you have to do whatever it takes to win and
yeah,
sort of thing. And like Medhi is just like, I want to have fun. Like I want to like actually like meet people and like kind of have connection with other people and like she has like these thoughts, right, about like what she really thinks about her mother. Like
she. There's a lot of like swearing to from her in certain moments. Um, you hear it like it's almost like under her breath in a way. So like normally like when she's talking, she's like, "Oh hey, yahoo," and then like in this moment here, she's like, "Yeah, yeah, look at her, look at that, look at her over there, that stupid bee. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad she got what I'm glad she got what she had coming to her, kind of thing, right?" And she's saying like these mean things like under her breath, and yeah, you do see him hear it, so Masato hears it, but he's kind of like looking around because the voice is different, right? Because again, she's more like, "Oh hey, yeah, hi," and this one here's like, "Oh yeah, look at that stupid bee," like, "Oh yeah, look at her, she got what she want, she got what was coming to her," and he's like, at first he's like, "Wait, who's saying that?" And initially he blames it on Weiss. He's like, "You not talk about her mom like that?" She's like, "I didn't say anything." But yeah, you do see more of it because as the mothers are cheering them on, like um Mamako is like, do your best, try hard, because they're now neck and neck in the race between him and Meti. And if she's cheering him on, like, do your best and, don't push yourself too hard. Don't want you to hurt yourself kind of thing. And then yeah, and like you said, Medi's mom was just like yelling like, if you're not first, you're useless. Like you're absolutely useless to me if you don't get in first. Like don't lose to him, especially him. You can't lose to him, and you know, and yeah, it's extremely not beneficial at all. Um, so then yeah, getting to the last monster with his a giant sea anemone.
Yeah, of course, tentacles, right? Tentacles. It's always tentacles.
Hey, hey, they really appreciated Mamoko's personality. Uh,
Tentacles. I literally wrote just tentacles here. Cause yeah.
that's all it is. So they start to grab and question mark attack Momoko, and she's now upset because this thing is now attacking her in front of her son in a way that she doesn't feel appropriate. And
Of course.
so she asks for her sword. So because Porter's running over and she kind of like pulls out the sword and hands it to her from her bag. So Momoko grabs her sword and slices it and breaking free. And then she ends up like knocking the sea anemone, knocking the anemone into the air. And then Masako like swings his sword, now using the ability, and ends up killing it. Um, which ends up meaning that he ended up winning. So while we're now
Mhm.
standing on the outside, you kind of hear Medhi Mama is now going at uh, Medhi, yelling at her and slaps her in the face. So now her face all red, and she's just yelling at her like, "How could you allow this to happen? And how could you like, lose?" And like, she's just really upset. And then of course Medhi runs off, and then Masato basically runs off after her, and then Momoko ends up following him. And he's like, "No, like leave me alone. Like I want to go see her by myself." Momoko's like, "No, well I'm actually worried about her too, so I want to go and check it out." And then they hear again that voice where it's like, you know, yelling out her frustration now, and they hear this like loud like banging sound, and they turn around the corner and they kind of peek their head around. They see her bashing her bare foot now against a wall. She got like her
She's
head
like
against the wall, and
snapping.
she's yeah,
She literally is snapping,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's kind of where the
This
episode
episode
sort of
ends.
ends. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
episode 7 is the school festival, and it opens up with, I thought it was hilarious, where Mamako turns down a love confession from one of like the non like
Confessions.
the
Yeah,
students, right?
yeah,
And I love her reasoning. It's like, well, I can't because I'm like Masato's mother.
yeah. I'm his mother, and that would be nice to my son. But yeah,
Yeah.
so she ends up turning them down. So they end up coming up. They're doing a food stall. So they're running a food stall where Mamako is the chef, and they're all helping out. So because of this, there of course is a massive line outside their stall, and there's like what appears to be like almost 100 students just kind of hanging out, waiting to get in.
Mhm. Yeah.
So they're all in there. The inside, literally, it's just classroom desks. This is the tables they're sitting at.
Yeah, it's desks and it looks like a ramen shop
Yeah,
place, right?
and
That's kind of
all
where
the
I
food
got
is
the
mom
vibe.
related. Mom's ramen,
Yes.
mama's
Hmm.
omurice, and like all these different things, right? So they're all now baffled by it, and, like everyone can't keep up with everything. So then, of course, Momoko turns around and is like, "Hey, could all you nice boys, all you nice students help out? Help Mama out? Could you help Mama out?" So then now she just has all of the people who are now patrons working for her. They're all running food and like collecting orders. They're basically all doing all the work now.
It's hilarious.
It is. And then, of course, we see Medhi Mama, who's now completely upset and flipping out because their shop is not doing as well.
And by
And
doing as well, we mean literally has no one.
yeah, like literally everyone is at this other stall. So she's
Yeah.
now upset and she's trying to boost up sales now. So she's trying to force Medhi into a bathing suit. So she just literally starts using her magic to strip
This
her
I thought
naked.
was like absolutely like ridiculous. Like
Yep.
her, the line she said here was just absolutely like wild.
Oh,
She was
this
like,
this
"Get
whole
into the
scene is wild.
swimsuit." Oh yeah, she's like, "Get into the swimsuit and do what you have to do to get customers in here. I don't care. Like, open your legs if you have to." I was just like, "What?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?"
I know. Like this whole thing was just absolutely ridiculous. So then, of course, he goes over to check on them to see, to see how Med he was doing, and he sees her. Of course, she's now on the ground now in her like I think she's topless and just in her panties at this point because her mother's like completely strips her down, or just in her bra and panties. I can't remember, but she ends up stripping her down, and he sees this
Mhm.
right, and of course, Nettie's mama basically is like, well, we're gonna win, like we're gonna beat you guys, like don't worry about it, and she ends up using a spell to kill him because she can't accept the fact that he's seen her daughter like that. I'm like, well, you're in the middle of your shop. Like, you're out in public here. You're not like in some hidden area. So she ends up killing him. And one of his abilities is that he doesn't fully die. He can actually come out as a ghost and like still be present while he's waiting to be revived.
I also love when characters die in this world. They just become like a coffin.
Yep.
I think it's hilarious. It's
Oh,
like
so do
really
I.
like it's so cute and funny.
So as he's going around, he's listening to their plan. So Medhimama has a plan where she wants Medhi to seduce Masato
Yeah.
and then get him to sabotage his own stall, essentially. But
Yes.
because he's
Exactly.
in a ghost form, he hears all this,
Mhm.
so he automatically knows her plan. So he gets revived, and Medhi immediately goes over and starts like holding his arm and like squishing herself against him, like and like why don't we go around the festival? Let's go look around. So he goes off with her for a little bit, and then he stops her once she's like almost like far enough away from, or he thinks she's far away from her mother, and he basically like, look, I know what you're doing, like I know your plan, like can you just stop? Um, and then of course he's trying to like convince her to like go against your mother kind of thing. And then that's when his mother shows up and then just challenges them to a beauty contest.
Well, it's
Like,
also here too. It's like Maddie just wants friends.
yeah, she
Right,
does.
she
That's the thing.
literally just like she just wants to like she wanted to come to the school to like make friends and just like enjoy like
Yep.
a
Yep.
high school life just away from her mother for just like a
Hmm.
little bit.
Yep.
Right? And her mom was like telling her like the only thing that matters is being number one. And
Well, that's exactly it.
she's about to hit her, but that's when Mamako steps in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then they
And
start to
then
get challenge them to a beauty contest. My daughter against everyone in your shop, essentially, like all your workers.
mhm.
It's essentially how she words it. So,
I thought the beauty contest was hilarious, by the
oh,
way.
it was. It was absolutely hilarious. So Medi goes out, and of course, she really is a beautiful character. And she goes out, and she's trying to be like, "Oh, like nice to meet you," kind of thing. And she's doing her bow, and she's bashing her head against the microphone, and then she gets embarrassed, and she kind of like runs off, kind of thing. The crowd goes immediately crazy because they just love her, like the way she looks, and now she's like this kind of like this shy, mysterious character. They immediately start cheering, and she ends up getting a 90, taking the early lead in the contest. And I love this because then Weiss tries to copy exactly what Smetty did and completely flops. Like
It's
the
just,
crowd
of
was like
course, it
complete
failed.
against it because they were
Yeah,
like,
the
yeah,
crowd was like, "What's going on?" I think the only one who was it? Porter? Was
it
it
was
Porter who
Porta.
cheered? Yeah,
Porta was the only
Porter's
one.
like,
She ended up getting like a 3.
"Whoa!" She got like yeah, 2 or 3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was hilarious. And then
So
of course, just as they were about to announce the winner, they're like, "Oh, well, we'll let one more person come up," and it's
well,
Mamako.
well, they basically were like, we'll let anyone enter the contest. That's a late stage entry. Just kind of spice it up a bit, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, Mamako goes up on stage just to get
With
Wise to use magic on her soup to heat it up.
on her pot of miso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to heat it up, to warm it up. And then as she's like wandering off, she's like, "Oh wait, maybe I'll go talk on the microphone to advertise the cafe." She's like, "Come on by and try my soup," and like that's all she really said. Like she doesn't do anything really
Yeah.
like special. The crowd goes absolutely wild, like
And she gets
flips
like
out.
200
Yeah,
score. Yeah, it's hilarious.
999.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
it.
so,
Like just like yeah.
yeah,
And so she of course she wins.
yeah. She ends up winning the whole thing.
And the group tells like Medi here like you know to like act on her own free will and speak up about what she wants, even if it's
Yeah.
against like her own mother's wishes, right? And there's like the part I was talking about, like Medi just wanted friends, and like her mom comes saying like friends don't like nothing matters in this moment and stuff like that.
Well,
And
she grabs her
then
throat, like she grabs her by the throat, and
oh
like
yeah,
rushes
she's
her.
like trying to like choke
Yeah, yeah.
her.
She
Like
like
I
pins her to
hated
the
this
tree.
character so
Oh yeah, yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, she calls
Hmm.
her a terrible. She calls her a terrible daughter, and she says that you're making me look bad. You not being first makes me look bad. And then she goes to like you said, goes to hit her again, and then Mamako blocks her attack again.
Yeah,
And
Mamako
then
steps in, and then yeah, Meti Mama also wants to be like she wants to be the best mom, right? Like that's like another thing she wants. She wants to be like everything about her family has to be the best, has to be the best, right?
well, because she says it
Uh,
makes you make me look bad when you're like this. Like you're making me look bad
mhm,
when you're not one, right? And then
exactly.
and then that's when Medhi finally snaps because she's like, "Here, I thought you were doing it for me, to better me, to improve me, but it's always been about you."
And she turns into a dragon. Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand why they had to give the dragon
I
a figure. I don't. I
yeah, they
wasn't
gave
exactly
the
sure.
dragon. Yeah, I don't know why they gave the dragon personality as well,
Yeah,
but
I
here
had
we
no
are.
idea. I was
It
like,
was the weirdest. It was
I know,
like.
and it had the blue hair too. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing was ridiculous.
Yeah,
So episode 8 is where Mamako and Medimama are battling. And
yeah.
Medimama summons these golems, but Mamako just calms them down by talking to them, and she gains a high level mom skill called Mother's Words.
Yeah, oh yeah. He basically like, okay, guys, can you just chill and be calm? Like, I just want to talk right now. Can we just calm down? And they just go, okay. Their eyes go from red to like green, and then they just fall to the ground. Like, so yeah, so there's two battles going on. Like you said, there's Mamako was battling with Medhi's mama, and then the rest of the group are now battling with Medhi. And
And real quick, Mamako tells Medhimama that like our
yep,
words and our feelings are all for our children's growth, right? Like, and the way you
yeah,
are like kind of like saying like, oh, the way if you don't like how your daughter is acting,
yep.
that's a reflection a bit on your parenting,
Oh
right?
yeah,
That's kind of
yeah, yeah,
exactly it. Hmm.
yeah.
So
So
this
yeah,
is
so
when
that's all it is. It's
yeah.
like a back and forth between the two of them. So it shows like them battling her for a little bit, and then it shows like
Hmm.
Mamako having a conversation with Medi Mama, and it just goes back and forth because they're just trying to like, it's showcasing a lot of the battle scenes.
Hmm.
Um, so then we see Medhi is using like a skill where she's now trying to like go into a shell. Um, and then this is where Mamako is like, no, we're gonna stop you before you do that. And she like sends her attack and kind of breaks it, kind of breaks the shell and kind of allows her to kind of transform back. So it kind of breaks her dragon form. She comes back down as herself. Um, yeah, again, it was just a really good. Like you said, a lot of the battle scenes were really good in this fight. Um, but yeah, so they end up going to a graduation party at the end, and
Yeah.
now it's time for them to claim their prizes for the graduation ceremony. 'Cause now they've
And it's a
they passed.
gotcha thing, right? It's like
Yeah,
a gotcha game. And
yeah.
again, I just put it. They have a party. Uh, they have a gotcha at the end, and I put it's ridiculous because it,
Oh
it
yeah, yeah.
really is.
So
It's
he
just like over
spins
the like. There's no reason for it to be
he
like that.
spins and he gets like a bare basic like experience. He gets a bare basic something, right? And then of course Shiota says like, "Oh, I'll let you spin again." you get a free spin. So this is where he spins, and he ends up winning a prize, and it's a high level prize according to Shirase. So as he gets it,
Yeah.
it starts floating over towards his mother, and it's a mom item that only moms can wear. And she looks at it; it's an apron. And
Of
again,
course.
it's a special apron that only moms can wear. It's like, what are we doing? So of course that's where it ends, and then it goes into episode 9.
So episode 9, they learn about the tower dungeon, and Xiaosei doesn't really know what's going on with this event, and even the GM, she wasn't even told about it, right? So they enter the dungeon here, and Momoko doesn't want to kill the spiders. She kind of makes friends with them, and I'm like, that's like really cute.
Oh yeah, and like even early on, so early on, like Medhi again does the same thing as Weiss. So Medhi is now a part of the group, and
Mhm.
her mother signed off, but she stayed in to travel with them still. Um, and she's quickly realizing the dynamic of the group a little bit early on. So she's kind of standing there, and Momoko is not even paying attention. She's on like her computer, and she has like a blog, kind of like a survey they have to fill out as like beta
Oh, you talking
testers.
about the caps lock thing? I was like, oh,
That was just weird in general because like you see her typing on the computer, and it's all in hiragana and
katakana,
kanji. In
kanji,
kanji,
right?
yeah, mostly. And so as she's typing, and then her son points out, like in weird dialogue, like, "Oh, I'll have to teach her how not to write all in caps." I'm like, "How do you write a kanji in
I
caps? Like,
I
what are we
don't think we
doing?"
have. Yeah. So this.
It was just weird. But what's happening? So she's not paying attention, and she's typing, and then the group sees a large group of monsters running towards them. So they get ready, and they're all like excited, like they're getting ready to attack. And then his mother just noticed, she's like, "Oh wait, hold on," and starts firing attacks at them and just destroys them all again in one attack. And then you hear Medhi going like, "Oh, like is this how it always goes?" And they're like,
They're like, yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah, it's this is
yeah,
yeah.
pretty much." But while they're going through, she's now kind of fighting with Wise about who's going to be the top spellcaster now, because they're both spellcaster types, right? So they're getting into this like back and forth, like glaring at each other over who's going to be like the number one. So, like you say, they go through and they're investigating the tower. But Shioda says, like, look, we don't know anything about this. This is not an in-game thing. Somebody else created this, and we don't know about it. So they're trying to like go and investigate it. So they're going through and they're stepping on these tiles, which are now giving them different abilities. So some of them's like HP recovery. Um, Porta steps on one, and it's a key to immediately exit the tower. Um, Weiss goes and is trying to be arrogant. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go step on mine. Let me see what this one gets me." It's just a sealing spell, so she can't use her magic. So they go to this room and they end up meeting a girl who says that she's a group that basically left their mother, and they're now this rebel group.
Yeah. The children form a group rebelling against their mothers, and the
Yeah,
mothers are living in the town near the dungeon, right?
yeah, and they're all worried about their children. So
So they leave the dungeon, and then they realize that they
yeah,
have to form like a guild, right? Because
because
they
they
need
need more
probably
people.
more players to be able to
Yeah,
clear this dungeon, right?
yeah.
And so Mamako wakes. Okay, so before like they start they get the guild, they get the house. It's like a very like low level like rundown like shack kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
and they're
And
gonna fix it up, essentially.
so Mamako wakes up Masato with a kissu,
Yeah.
which I thought was hilarious. And
Doesn't she
the
get a
girls are
skill?
like,
Doesn't she
yeah,
get a
she gains a
skills
skill.
ability?
I think it's like mother's kiss or something where
Yeah.
like it just it immediately wakes up whoever's sleeping if they get kissed by her.
Yeah. It's like a
And
sleep protection spell.
yeah, the girls are wearing maid outfits. It's again, it's just more of the fan
Yeah.
service things, and they
Yeah,
work
so they're
together
they're
to kind of refurbish the house a little bit,
yeah,
right?
and it's funny because at the beginning, like, so while they're in their maid outfits, they're looking like, "What did you get?" And he holds up his maid outfit. Like, they're looking at them like, "What the hell is that? Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, my mother's not wearing this." He's like, "Think about me and all this. Think about me." So yeah, they go off to a hardware store to buy supplies to fix up the guild. Um, as they do, they run into the leader of the rebel group, and I love her personality. 'Cause she's like, "I'm not gonna tell you guys this."
And then
So
immediately
yeah,
tells
there's
them
an assassin that's gonna
exactly.
be going to your
Yeah.
place
So
to
yeah,
blow it.
she's like, I probably shouldn't. She's like, I'm not gonna tell you, but this assassin's going to like. I sent an assassin to your guild, but like, I'm not gonna ever tell you something like that. And she
Yeah,
she
they're
doesn't
like,
realize
"You
like
already told us." Like,
she just told us,
yeah.
right? So
So
that's where
now
that
they're not
episode
worried.
ends,
Yeah, so initially
right?
they're not worried. They're like, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
Mamoko's there. Like, who cares? Like, Mamoko's there. Like, there's no trouble. She'll just destroy whoever's there." And then Wise teleports and basically says that Mamoko's in trouble, and you need to rush back to the guild place. And that's where episode ends. And then it jumps into episode 10,
Where
where
they run in on her talking to a shady salesman,
yep.
which
So
is hilarious.
he's trying to sell her a crystal ball. So Masato
Mm-hmm.
runs over and like gets her attention. Like, no, what are you doing? Like, don't. Like, this is a scam. Like, he's trying to scam you. She's like, oh, okay. And then he runs off. And as he's running off, Porter realizes, no, that's actually a bomb. Like, it's not a crystal
Yeah,
ball. That's
because
a bomb.
she has because of her detection that she
Yeah,
has like in
yeah.
her class
So then the
abilities.
bomb,
Mm-hmm.
so then the bomb starts turning red and
And
starts
starts crying like a
whining
baby.
like a crying baby.
Yeah,
So the Masako picks Mamako
Mamako.
Masako.
Mm-hmm.
Mamako picks it up and starts patting it. And the same like, there, calm down, don't cry. Like, what are you doing? That's not a baby. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, yeah, but he used to cry like this all the time, and I used to pat his head, and he'd calm down. So she keeps doing it, and then eventually the bomb just defuses himself. And then Porter explains she gained the ability Mom's head pats, which whatever she head pats can anything that's going to like explode basically stops. So it's like
Yeah, like it calms down like people and like items or whatever.
that's going to
So
explode essentially.
a group of bad guys show up and make Mamako dress in the maid outfit. They also make her cook for them. The bad guys like eat like after eating her cooking, they're like, we want to eat our own mom's fried rice, right? And then they head to the bedroom, like where like the main leader, like Pochi.
Yeah, yeah, Pochi.
So Poochie's like, yeah, I want you to get in bed, like basically
Well,
like,
he's like, I want
so
bed service. I want a lot of
yeah, I
bed
want bed
service.
service. Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? And then she's like, so as it's hilarious because she's like, don't worry, son, I got this. I don't mind doing it. So she like gets down on the side of the bed and she's like leaning over, and it shows like his stomach area and her hands like sliding over it, like towards it, and he's like got this like blush on his face, and all like, oh yeah, oh yeah. She just reaches for the blanket and covers him up, and then she starts like rubbing his belly and singing a
He's
song.
like, yeah, and he's like, wait, what? Just that's not what I meant, right? And then
I meant
so
something like,
she ends up putting them to sleep, right?
yeah, yeah. So she puts him to sleep, and the other two are like, "What are you doing?" And they're all like mad. And then the next thing you see is all three of them are in bed together sleeping. So then after their nap, they
Yeah,
all get up and start apologizing to her,
yeah. And
and they're
they
like,
pick up the bombs that they left. They're like, oh, well,
"Yeah,
we were hiding bombs, right?
yeah,"
Like
through the
around the
city.
town.
Like,
Well,
don't
they were like,
worry,
yeah,
we're gonna go
because they
pick
were
them
like,
up.
well, yeah, like you have to do what you say. We say because we planted bombs all around the town, right?
Yeah,
And they end up going to pick up all the bombs, and they end up like apologizing and everything like that.
yeah. They're like, "We're gonna
Uh,
go see our moms. We miss our moms."
yeah, again, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was also like really hilarious. Like I laughed a lot. Like I actually verbally laughed out loud a lot when watching this anime. There was
Oh,
a lot of really good hilarious moments in this
there
anime.
was. Well, I
Hmm.
like the next one
Um,
because I like the next one too because Amate is the leader of the group, so they're in the bath again, And she shows up and sees them all in the bath, and she like hides. She's like, "What are you doing in there with him? Like, why are you all in the bath together? It's weird." And he's like, "I know, thank you. She gets it. See, she gets it too." Like anytime somebody points out how weird this stuff is, he's like, "Yes, yes, somebody understands me. Somebody gets me." And she basically explains that she's there because this whole time she's been bathing in the sea, and then Meti and Wise just start flaming her. Oh, that's
Like,
why
wow,
you
your
smell
skin
like
is so
that.
bad. That's why
That's what you
you smell
smell.
bad. Your
Yeah, your
hair is like
hair.
so brittle. Your
Yeah,
hair is terrible.
your
Exactly. Like they
skin
just
is
your
bad.
skin is gonna be so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she ends up running off. She's like, I'll be back." And she's like, "No, just leave the light on, but don't drain the water. It's not like I'm coming back or anything." she like she
And then
runs off.
what? Who's it? Was it Wise was like, okay, we'll drain it, but like we won't drain it all the way. So there's like not really enough
We'll
water
leave
to
like
really
two
bathe in
feet.
it.
We'll leave like two
Yeah, 2
feet.
feet.
And then Medi's like, "No, she only needs one."
Yeah.
So the
So
next
that was
day,
ridiculous.
so the next day, Pochi shows up with their mothers, like the rest of the mothers, and
Mhm.
they apologize, and they all say they're gonna join the guild to help them
Yeah.
clear the tower now.
And so
This next part is ridiculous.
they 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 form the group with all the mothers, and then they make their way to the front of the dungeon. And as soon as they get into the front of the dungeon, you have all these other. The mom is like, "Oh wait, I didn't know it might rain later. I left my window open," or like just
Yeah,
all these ridiculous things. So like now Wise has to keep teleporting everyone
yeah,
like
everyone over.
back and
Well,
forth.
and it was
Just-
hilarious too because his mother basically went to him about it. Was like, "Oh, they have some concerns. Go talk with the moms. Okay, bye." And she like pawns it off on him, and he's like, "Well, Wise would be the one to help you out with this. Wise, come here. Bye." And he like abandoned. So they finally get inside, or they're about to go inside, and you see Amante again, and she's waiting for them now in the same opening area, and she's
yeah.
got a bunch of bombs, and she's like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "I'm waiting for them to come in here, and I'm gonna get them." And then she slips on the bombs and starts falling down the stairs. And she gets to the bottom, and she's like, "Wait, why am I hearing like baby crying? Like, what's going on?" And then she looks down and she realizes she activated all the bombs. They just all blow up. And then this is where they all kind of like go in. They actually start to make their way into the dungeon as it ends.
Yeah, and then episode 11 starts with why is he being carried by Masato?
Yep,
Because she's exhausted because of all the mana
teleporting.
that she had to
Yep,
use because of the teleportation and stuff like that. So they stop for lunch and stuff on one of the floors, right? And
they're on the 20th. We
they're
make
on
their
the
way to the
20th
20th
floor.
floor. Yeah.
And then they run into of course Amante, and she like is challenging a Mamako to like these ridiculous like challenges like a
Oh yeah,
plate
yeah.
washing
Well, just like
competition.
she's trying to like trap them. So she's on the 21st floor and she's like setting up traps to slow them down. And it's just hilarious because like again with the first one she did with the bombs. So she's out on the 21st floor waiting. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is perfect because I now have this rod attached to the ceiling and when somebody, uses metal, it'll zap them with lightning."
I
And she's
forgot
like,
about
"It's
that.
perfect because now Momoko can't use her swords." And then this
Mhm.
monster comes out and rushes towards. She's like, "Oh, wait!" She pulls out her sword to attack the monster and then zaps herself. It's like, what are we doing? And then, of course, then she runs down mad. She runs down mad, going like, "Why aren't you guys on the next floor?" And she sees them all eating lunch and stuff like this, right? So then she challenges Momoko to a dish cleaning contest to see who can clean the most dishes in a certain period of time.
And Mamako wins because one of her swords is like water sword. So like
Yeah,
she's able to just clean all these dishes.
yeah,
It's again like so they have another like just as like more ridiculous like they have a clothes washing contest.
yeah.
And again it's the same thing where like um they are apparently
Mm.
washing Masato's shirts
Shirts. Yeah.
for some reason, and
Yeah.
Monaco's like, no, that's too like you're scrubbing
You're
it
going
too
too
hard, and
rough.
then like
Yeah.
she makes like a board of water in the air with her sword, and then like you see the shirt like get into the water, and it's like she's like, see, that's gentle cycle or something like that, and she's
No,
like,
no, she tells it. She tells the ball, "Oh, gentle
okay.
cycle, light rinse." Like she's like going like it's a washer. Like this weird washing machine.
Oh.
Then it comes out perfectly dry. She's like, "See, that's how it's done." It's like, what are we doing?
And then of
So
course
they rush
Amante
up.
just runs away because she's like, I'm done with this. Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this is
go all
dub
the way up.
contest.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then they rush up again, and they've now made it up to the 81st floor, and they start. So between this floor and the 90th floor, they step on this square. Portia does it first, where she steps on the square. She's like, "Oh, I feel lighter. Like I feel like actually like physically lighter." So you think it's like this like spell that like alleviates your fatigue, right?
Hmm.
So he steps on it,
Hmm.
he's gaining the same effect, and then you see Wise doing the same, and they're all just like, "Oh my god, this is great!" So then they make it up to the 90th floor, and when they get up there, he's now standing there, and he realizes he's now naked. He's just in his underwear. He's like, "Wait, what the hell happened to all my clothes?" And then Shieldsei explained that what they were stepping on, while yes, it was making them feel lighter, it's because it was actually a trap that was stealing their armor. So now, him, Porta, Wise, Medhi,
Momoko.
Momoko, and
Hmm.
Shieldsei are now all in their underwear.
And it's funny because like some who was like, oh yeah, we told all the other moms to not do it.
Shieldsei.
Yeah, she was there. It's like,
She was like, I
why?
told all the other moms about it, but I thought this would be fun to spice up this tower raid because it was getting boring. So they end up going up there and they see there is this giant door and they hear noise on the other side of the door. So they all ready themselves for a battle. And of course the door opens and it's Amante again. And she now shows up with a large gang of monsters behind her. They're like beast animals. Um,
Mhm.
and she explains that the adventurers she had turned to battle the moms showed up to actually challenge her to try to stop her, and she ended up turning them all into monsters to battle their mother. So she sends them out to go battle their moms, and immediately they just drop their weapons and start crying, asking their mothers for help, which was sad. So their mothers are going over to kind of like calm them down a bit, and then she actually uses Amante uses a skill that basically it's kind of like a taunt skill that enrages them, and they actually go and start attacking. And then this is where Momoko gains another skill, Mom's Armor.
Yeah, and I thought this was cute because like she's like she lectures the other moms like don't only talk to your children but like also listen to what they have to say, right? And like
Yep.
work through like things together, right? Because
Don't be afraid of their criticism. Like, don't be afraid if they say
yeah,
something you don't like about you, or
like you're
you
not
know,
gonna be like flawless parent, right? And there's
yeah,
gonna be times where you
yeah,
say something that they don't like, but you also have to listen and also take criticism as well, right?
yeah, yeah. So they put on an armor, and their kids are attacking them and actually like saying the things the things that make them angry about their moms. And while they're saying it and bashing the armors are basically putting their armors up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm actually not feeling these attacks." And then of course they start hugging their kids, which then turns
Brings
them
them back,
back.
calms them
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
yeah, and turns them back. And then they actually explain what the situation is, what Amante's wish is. So
Mhm.
now they're on
So
the
I don't
90th
think we
floor and they're close.
explained. I don't think we ever explained that when you get to the top
No.
floor, you are able to get a
Yeah.
wish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like kind of a race to the top floor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
we learned that Amante's wish is to erase all moms from the world.
yeah. So they're on the 90th floor. They now realize there's only 10 floors to go. So they immediately, that's where that ends, and it jumps into episode 12, which is them now rushing, trying to get to the top of the tower. Um, and as they're rushing, they get to a giant room, which has the floors like completely glowing. And they all just rush over top of it, and they end up getting teleported to almost like a maze, like a dungeon maze area, and they're all separate. The classic RPG thing, we're all separated, and now we gotta try to find each other. And he even
Yep.
points it out. He even points it out as he goes through, right? Um, so he's walking through, and
This
he
is the beginning
hears,
of episode 12, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I said it starts with episode 12.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
hear that. Sorry.
that's okay.
Ah, Kuminasai.
So he hears somebody's using his mother's voice, and he looks and he sees his mother, and she's like calling him to go down an alley. But he realizes it's a trap because he looks and it's a dead end, and she's still trying to like call him down it. So he kind of like tosses a rock in, and then like a cage drops down. So he realizes quickly like this is a trap, and then he hears another one calling out to him, and he kind of looks and he sees it's another one. So he kind of like, okay, I know what's going on. So he just keeps
Well,
walking.
it's almost kind of revealed. It's almost kind of hinted like he knows, right, that these are not his mother. Like he has
Yeah,
that like special connection, like you know who your parent is, right, sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like so, it's
That's
like,
how
oh,
it,
I
it
know that
gets
this
as
is
he's
not.
walking through. Yeah, as he's
Mhm.
walking, he's kind of like highlighting that, and he's kind of pointing this stuff out, right? Um, so he goes and he gets down, he gets towards the end, and he turns around, and he just sees like a whole
This
pile
was
of them.
this was creepy. I was like, oh my god, that's like scary.
Yeah.
When I was
So he
watching
kind
it,
of,
I'm like, that's a little bit like creepy.
then they're like, wait for us, stay with us, and he kind of like falls back a bit, and then his actual mother shows up, and she scolds them for like, how dare you scare my son using my face and my voice, and she
And
like,
then she obliterates them.
yeah,
She literally
yeah.
just obliterates them, of
Yeah,
course.
and then you see them running off together, and then the others join behind them. So then they all kind of like rushing towards the entranceway. And they're kind of explaining like what they saw, and like she explains like Wise explains like, yeah, I heard my mother's voice, but I knew it wasn't her because she was being nice. And like Maddie was like, oh yeah, she was encouraging me. So she's like, I knew it wasn't my mother. And then Porta just completely dodges it. Oh yeah, yeah, I saw my mom too. Yeah, but she just dodges the question like completely. So
Mm.
and then of course they end up going and they get to the actual entranceway, and they see that Amante has completely killed off the dungeon boss, and she's now standing at the door and she's trying to like get open. She can't actually enter the area to make the wish. And then she
I thought it
turns
was
around,
really
and then
neat
this is
here
where they start
because
battling.
mhm, they stop battling, and I really thought like Amante's like abilities are like really neat. Like she can repel spells and turn them against her opponent. I thought that was like
Yeah.
really really cool like ability that she got. And then Masato tries to talk to her. And he's like, even though this has been a video game life and it has been crazy, it's been like also like a really like neat, unforgettable adventure with my mom. Like as weird as it was to say, right?
Yeah.
Um, so like Mamako also Mamako scolds Amante here using the mom says no skill, and I thought that was like it's my
I love
favorite
it. She's
skill.
like,
I love it.
she's just
It's
like waving her
hilarious.
finger. She's like waving her finger at her. She's like, "Mom says no." It's like when mom says no, actually, it's just like going through the ability. It's just
And
so
then here, like,
ridiculous.
yeah, Amante at this moment is like, oh my god, I didn't know she was actually this powerful. Like she repelled like my strongest attacks just by saying no, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah. So like now Amante is like running, like she tries to run up to
Well, they break the
the
wall
top
because
of
they
the
do an
tower.
attack. Well, they do an attack that
Yes,
breaks the door, and so now she can
because it
actually
was
rush
repelled,
out.
right?
Yeah.
It was repelled by
Yeah.
Mamako, and when it gets repelled, it blows open the door. Yeah, it breaks
Yeah.
the door.
And then
Yeah.
she realizes it, so Monty realizes it, it's now open, so she rushes, and then they all
Mhm.
rush in after her. So she makes it to the door, makes it to the wish first, and she starts to try to wish, and then, and then of course, Masato earlier on has this thing where he's talking about the wish, where he's like talking about what his wish would be, right? He's like, yeah, he goes, but something stupid would happen. Like, I go to say my wish, and my mom would be like, oh, I wish for fresh eggs because I want to make over rice or something stupid like this, right? And her, and I like it because he was like, oh, my mom would probably ask for like eggs, and she's like, no, I'd ask for fresh eggs. She like clarifies like the dumbest part of it, right?
Exactly.
So while she is now trying to say her wish, he just yells out that he wishes he had fresh eggs.
So it falls from the sky.
Yeah, and then that's where it kind of ends where like he gets the eggs and they're all outside the tower, they're celebrating, and then basically Shirase says there's another quest, for them to keep going, keep doing this new quest to
Because
carry on kind of thing.
because Amante ends up like escaping, right? And
Yeah,
it's revealed that she is one of 4 rebel bosses, and like the
yeah,
request is to stop the 4 rebel bosses. And
yeah.
unfortunately, that's where the anime ends. Um, well,
Well,
we're not gonna talk
okay.
about the last episode because episode 13 is literally
It's just
just
fan
like
service. It's a
it's
fan
just a
service episode
bad,
the
yeah,
entirety.
it's just a bad
Like
service.
literally.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I felt like there was really nothing I could really
not really.
talk
They go
about.
to
There
the
wasn't really
beach.
story
Here's the
things,
thing.
so
They go to the beach again. There's more tentacle monsters. There's swimsuit scenes. They pay Twister together. Of course, you know how that goes. A
yeah.
crab, a crab shows up and cuts off her bathing suit. Like again, it's just absolute ridiculous fan service. Like again, it's like I said before, it's a checklist. Beach episode, bikini mishap, tentacle monsters, play watermelon game, play Twister game where son sees his mother's butt. Like
I
again,
will
it's like
say
this
I
like check
loved
mark.
in episode 13 I loved how Shirase and oh my gosh, Porta were behind the bar
Yep.
shaking drinks. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, it was hilarious. But again, and then the only other thing that happens, he gets amnesia and ends up confessing to his mother.
Yeah, but again, it's just like they just did it for, yeah. It was just a
Again,
ridiculous
clickbait
episode.
fan service. That's literally at it. And yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
how it ends.
there was things I this was an anime that had very high highs for me and very low lows for me.
Yeah, yeah,
I really liked Mamako. I thought her character was great. She's literally like the ideal Okasan, where like she's pretty and she has like really great morals, right? Like that, like
yeah,
stuff like that. And you kind of I do like how they showcase all of the bad parenting skills that are out there, right?
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
thought that was like a good showcase. A lot of like obviously I feel bad for why is it the whole time because she like every time she tried to do something it just never worked or was never correct or she was just always getting picked on and stuff like that and
Yeah.
she was like always angry and pouty about it, so it was a little bit cute. And then oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Ah, oh my
Medhi?
god, Medhi. I'm sorry. Yeah, Medhi. She just was kind of like more of the like shy. She was supposed to be kind of like the shy, quiet character, but I felt like she came in so late that it was just like there wasn't really a whole lot. Even when she was there, there wasn't a whole lot of scenes that had
She was trying to
meaningful
do stuff
impact
like
with her.
yeah, there's a few
Yeah,
battle scenes and stuff, but yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of much to
um,
her more.
Porta, we never really ever, we don't know anything about her, unfortunately, because we're never gonna
We
get a
don't know her
season 2
mother.
of this.
Yeah, we don't know
Yeah.
her about her mother. We don't know about her backstory. They didn't really touch much on that. Um, yeah, I think that would have been a neat twist if like the leader of the rebel group turned out to be her mother, and that would just have been a hilarious twist. Like, yeah, this is why I ran away from my mother because she's that I want to be your friend. I'm still a child type.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would think that would have been hilarious if it was like,
Mm,
yeah, but you're actually a mom. Why are you rebelling against moms? I think that would have been
that's
hilarious if they
good.
had did that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But
Okay,
what is your rating?
so every time Mamako was on the screen, well, most of the screen time Mamako had. Like when she was like giving you the points about like being a good mother, they were
Yeah,
so phenomenal for me. I'm like these are like so like these moments are fantastic. I wish there was more of just those moments and less of the like fan service moments
yeah,
because I feel like it's a weird anime. It's about the son and his mother going to do a game together, right? And of course, that's going to lead for like some hilarious moments, which there were in this show. But I felt like
yeah,
some of them were just so overly forced, which kind of like lowered the score for me at
yeah,
times.
yeah,
I thought the music was good. I thought like the little cutscenes of like when they're like depict like video game pixels. I thought was hilarious.
yeah.
I love that aspect when they became the pixels. I thought they were so cute. Uh, I give this an 8.0. I gave it like just an 8. There was m- just Mamako herself like brought the score up single like if her character wasn't that good, I'd probably give this like a 7.4, 7.3. Her character was solely that good in this anime that I'm like I enjoyed it enough where I'm like I could see I'd have to be alone in my room to watch it because you're not gonna really put this on the family TV because
Yeah.
of just the over fan service scenes. But like yeah, it's like it's it's a B for me, but it's like just barely a B. It's like it's just
Yeah.
right there. It's okay. So I'm curious on your thoughts of the overall anime, the things that you didn't like and the things you did like, and what your score
Hmm.
was.
Yeah. So yeah, again, for me, like I liked a lot of the character designs. Like most of the character designs were really, really well done. Outside of the weird dragon, like some of that stuff was a little weird, but most of the other stuff was good. The background animation, like the background art, was really good. I liked a lot of the art style within it. The fight scenes were really good. I liked there was a lot of the really, really good fight scenes. Yeah, the fan service definitely is a detractor. That definitely took the that definitely took it down. I am glad, like I will say, like going into the early episodes, again, I was with you. I probably had it about a 7.75 in between there, just because it was a lot of heavy fan service at the beginning. I will say about episode 6, they really slowed down. Like, yes, there's a bit of it, but not as much as they did in the first half. They really, really do slow down on it, and there was a lot more in the battle scenes and just a lot more just hilarious with funny stuff that happens throughout. So for me, it really did pick up the score towards the ending. I could really see again how somebody like with the names, and some of the weird skills, mom's breath, mom's armor, mammalia, and like a lot of the
Mom
towns,
says no,
the
my
the
favorite line.
haha in the haha in like like some of those stuff I could see how it really does wear on the person. So I could
Mhm.
see somebody really not enjoying this. But again, if you don't take it serious, it is really good. I ended up coming in at a 7.9, 8, so roughly around the
Right.
same in around there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it
Mhm.
was only because of the second half. Because like I said, there's a lot of really good battles in the second half and a lot of really good, a lot of the story stuff, backstory, and a lot of the really good stuff that happens in the second half that really does pick it up for me.
I totally agree. Also,
Yeah.
the opening song and the ending song were equally as ridiculous as the
Oh
entire
yeah.
anime was. So, um, yeah, they were like the background music I thought was like really good
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
anime. For some reason, it just kind of stuck with me. I'm like, yeah, the ending song is catchy, but if you do not understand Japanese, don't look up the lyrics. They're absolutely ridiculous. Like basically, what you see on the screen is literally what the lyrics are. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think that's
But
it for
yeah,
today's episode.
that is it for today's episode. You want to close us out?
Yep. So again, we do appreciate all of the engagement. We've been getting a lot more comments, and we do enjoy chatting with everyone, and we like hearing people's kind of feedback and answering our questions. So kind of keep that going. We do actually like that. Like, share, comment. Again, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify as always. So again, just subscribe, like, keep commenting. We do enjoy all of that. But yeah, I think that's it for today's episode. Maple out.
Matane!